Ona mkoma yudrava uya. Oiye, jambanjana mkoma. Ngapinde ake mkomana, ngapinde. Ngapinde ake mkomana, ngapinde. Nai. Ngapinde ake mkomana, ngapinde. Ngapinde ake mkomana, ngapinde. Ngapinde ake mkomana, ngapinde. Ndokumoresana kwatakataura kuti tinenge takuita naye. Ngapinde ake mkomana, kuti ngapinde. Ngapinde ake mkomana, ngapinde. Saka ngatisangane vana veZimbabwe timbokurukura zvishomanini. Let's meet the people of Zimbabwe, Zimbabweans, beautiful people, beautiful folks from a beautiful piece of land where we have got a ruling party that has got this irresistible desire to destroy the country, irresistible desire to destroy Zimbabwe, to destroy Zimbabweans, to destroy everything that our fathers, our brothers and sisters went to fight for in the early and late 70s. Ngapinde ake mkomana, ngapinde. So we are looking at some testimonials that have been circulating around the country to say, look, where are we heading to as a nation? Where are we heading to as a country? We have seen today Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa in Epworth. He was issuing title deeds. The people of Epworth getting title deeds. Epworth voted buying after 43 years ZANU-PF. The people of Epworth getting title deeds. Regaidbo takadaimba dhiri rairo vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri dhiri rairo vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri vakomana vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri usatambe navo vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri dhiri ravakomana dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri dhiri rairo vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri vakomana vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri usatambe navo vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje gara mudhiri dhiri ravakomana dhiri rare mbanje vanogara dhiri rairo vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri vakomana vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri usatambe navo vanogara mudhiri dhiri rare mbanje vanogara mudhiri dhiri ravakomana. Ngapinde ake mkomana Nyamaroba, ngapinde ake mkomana. What's up is see these figures could tweet ngapinde ake mkomana. Right, ladies and gentlemen, Tamore Sana night was what good evening. Welcome to the program tonight where we are talking about ZANU-PF's irresistible desire to destroy the country. Yuda Ngoma John really say pride chama teammate really say schoolmate classmate teammate just pride chama, how are you? Long time, my brother. I've been missing you, John. Tendelek, I'm well. let's talk about what we witnessed today in Epworth, where we call Epworth. Epworth. What was in Epworth today? We saw Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa with a heap of papers saying these are title deeds that are being given to the people of Epworth. As unofana kunditumira SMS kana wakutanga every day pamwe ndiri busy notification andiji. Oh, that's fine, that's fine. I will try. Mbavasada how far Lords Westminster. Anza zvinaumira zvakanaka. This is what I always tell people. It's 2.5 million. Anza wakaiona simdzai maoko. Anza wakamboibata mari yakadaro simdzai maoko. That is irresistible desire to destroy the country. Mukoma azi munononoka kuuya mazuva ano muZimbabwe tinenge takutorara wausiku. Wapiwa matitle deeds apakaoma hanzi padombo raMwari here kana kuti kwaDonor Josh handisi kuziva mwana wamai. But let's talk about the title deeds. We are talking about Epworth. Remember guys, vanhu vakakura, those people who grew up soon after the struggle war, or people who were there, who saw it soon after the struggle war, when we had a transition from the Rhodesian government to Zimbabwe government, from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe. Those who were there, Chama, you can tell the people. Tangwena, in every town were the Tangwenas. These Tangwenas were made up of people who fled the war from the rural areas. A lot of people who were affected by the war, the 70s struggle for Zimbabwe. That war affected a lot of people, and a lot of people left their rural homes to come and live in towns. They were living as squatters. Do you still remember? We were calling them squatters. Vaigara town. They formed town Mavaigara Matangwena. And these were squatters who had left their rural homes coming to the towns, because town kwakusina hondo matown. Mamsina hondo yakanyanya. One of them, yes, kwakusina hondo yakanyanya matown, but kumaruzeva ndokwairwiwa zvikuru, kwakune no-go area. Saka matitle deeds anga ane mazvita ese ekupwedhere. Obvious, no. So when people created these shanty towns, Epworth is one of the shanty towns which was created by the people who fled the war from other countries, from different places, like Churu Farm. Yes. When people came who fled war, they came there, they had nowhere to live. Reason being, my councils, a good example, it was Salisbury City. They had core houses. Councils had core houses, and in those core houses, probably there were 2-bedroomed houses, 3-bedroomed houses. So the number of people who lived in those houses were limited. You were not allowed to put a 3-bedroomed house. More than 10 3-bedroom house. Maisungwa, maibviswa, because those houses belong to the council. So that inspector, I think those people, when people who grew up around 1980 or 70s, can confess what I'm saying here. Most of council houses, that's my permanent homes. What happened is, Harare, if you look at Wanakambuzuma, Highfields, Mfakose, those towns, they were created to provide labor to the industries. This is why you see low density areas in Harare. They are not located to where high densities are found. Low densities, the way they are located geographically, they are located from the east, where the sun rises, where the wind blows from. Then the wind blows to the west. So what do? They didn't want, Warungu didn't want all this smell of the smoke that thundered from the industries. So core houses which housed the laborers were put next to industries. If you look at how Harare is set up, as you go to the west, this is where you find most of these high density suburbs. That's where you find industries. Because Varungu, they planned it in a manner that where they live, there is no noise. Because noise, blow on the wind, end and a maple. So at the end, you can only find high density suburbs where industries are. Because these people who lived in high density suburbs were the people who provided labor to the industries. Saka kusanonoka iwewe waigara pafiyo ushanda pa South Atone. Saka kungo mayane tsoka watopinda kana waigara Mbare ushanda pa South Atone. Waitongo mayane tsoka wachipinda mana Lobels muya mayane tsoka wachipinda mana Caps muya wangosingade bars. You understand what I mean? This is the setup of Harare. If you look at Harare, how it is set up, kuti eastern side kunana Borodale, kunana Mandara, kune low vanakedya medium density ari pakati pema industries ne. As you use Shona, we can't get your English too deep because we are not all Shona people here, Melus. I'm trying to include every person, because if I use Shona, I'm segregating those who do not understand Shona. I'm speaking very simple English. This is why you see I'm trying to simplify my English so that I don't use very deep English. This is very simple English. The purpose of using English is for communication. We are communicating here with the people from different countries, with the people from different places. There are people in Matabeleland who doesn't even hear any Shona word but can pick up English words. So I am trying to accommodate every Zimbabwean. Where I find it difficult to explain in English, this is where I chip in Shona. So those guys might miss a little bit of what I'm saying, but to be honest, let me stick to English and a little bit of Shona. I mix these two languages. I'm comfortable with English. I'm comfortable with the Shona. I don't speak Ndebele. So that's the problem. What I'm talking about here is the setup, geographical setup of Harare. If you look at the geographical setup of Harare, to the eastern side of Harare, Kumavazua, this is where you find low density suburbs. To the western side, Kumadokero, this is where you find high density suburbs. Most high density suburbs were located near industries. Eddie, please speak in English. Thank you, Eddie. I'm trying to accommodate everyone here. Women are not allowed to stay or end. Yes. So if you look at Mbare flats, they were meant for bachelors. Those Mbare flats were not meant for married couples. You were not allowed to have your family staying with you in those single quarters. Those were single quarters. And they were inspected every time and then. This is why you see at the end of Rhodesian government, those single quarters were allocated to the occupants of those houses. Today, if you go to Mbare, they've demarcated those single rooms into 2 rooms, 3 rooms, and they've put lodgers there to generate some income so that they can survive. So you will find that those houses in Harare, most of those houses, they were being inspected. There was inspection which could go around every month, being inspected. If those houses are inspected, if you are found that you are dirty, you will be removed from those houses. If you are found that you are living with a large number of people there, you'll be removed. Both those houses belonged to council. They were core houses for the council. They were meant for laborers, people who work in industries. This is the reason why they were put next to the industry, so that you don't waste your money boarding buses. Someone will tell me that Mavuku is found in the eastern side of Harare. Yes, because there are industries there. If you look, there was Seco Cement, which built the rest of Harare. Cement that built the rest of Harare came from Seko Cement. This is why you see they put Mavuku for the people who used to work Paseko Cement. So you find the setup of Harare, geographically, it was set up in a manner that people who live in Harare would provide labor to the industries. And most of those high-density suburbs were built to the east, to the western side of Harare. Very easy set up. So during that time, during the war, a lot of Zimbabweans left their rural homes. They were either affected by war or they used to come to look for jobs. I still remember, if you go to Mavuku today, try to do your statistics, count how many most people of Malawi descent, count how many people of Mozambique descent and Zambian descent who reside in Mavuku. Those people, they took advantage because the Shona people, what they used to do during that time, they used to come from rural home, come and work for money. They work in industries. When they get paid towards the farming season, they will vacate those houses. They return to their rural homes to go and do farming. And those houses will be left empty. What would the council do? Accommodate more people from Malawi, accommodate more people from Mozambique, accommodate more people from Zambia. So this is at the end, when these houses were sold, those people who were occupying those houses, they were made to buy them. This is why you see probably Harare is dominated by the Malawi people, is dominated by the Mozambican people, is dominated by other nationals not from Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans are resident in Maruzeva. Some of the floods were for companies like Coca-Cola or tobacco companies. Exactly. So this is the politics that we saw in Harare. And as a result of that, when those houses were sold now, those people had a tendency of leaving their jobs, go back to their rural homes to go and work, to go and work in their fields and produce whatever they produce. After they harvest their crops, they'll come back to Harare to look for jobs. Then they work in Harare. And when we are towards farming season, they will leave Harare again, go back to their rural home. So they left a lot of companies looking for workers, this and that. As a result, most companies, they went back to Malawi, went to Mozambique to recruit more workers. This is why you see, if you have got a father from Malawi, if you want to know the day your father entered Zimbabwe, it's very simple. You go to the registrar's office in Mutare. This is where the records are kept. And all they were numbered. When they come from Malawi, from Mozambique, they were given numbers which were not IDs, but these numbers could be tracked to say, if you go on this entry number, you will find the name of the person who came from Malawi, who came from Mozambique, who was documented to work in Zimbabwe. And those are the owners today, the landlords in Zimbabwe. Most of them now have got, soon after the war, they were told soon after war that if you are in Zimbabwe, whether you come during federation or when you recruited and so forth, you needed an ID card. As a result, those who came from other countries, if you look at their IDs, they've got a big A to say that they're aliens, but they've got Zimbabwean identity cards. So this is exactly what was happening during that time. So when these Zimbabweans or the natives had this tendency of like coming from their rural homes, work and go, coming from their rural homes, work and go, things suddenly changed. And when they came, they had nowhere to go. Most of them went to reside in Epworth. This is when Epworth sprouted. It's because there was war in our rural homes, because these people wanted somewhere to live and work and live and return to their homes. So this is exactly the dynamics that the AMA 2000 or the current generation or these kids we have today do not understand how Epworth came to be. Epworth came to be because of the war, because of the culture that Shona people had adopted of going back to their rural homes, come back and work. Towards rain season, they go back to do farming in their rural homes. So Epworth sprout and became a shanty town. When after independence, I thought Zimbabwe government, a newly elected Zimbabwe government, which enjoyed support of people in Epworth, the government, we thought the government was going to reallocate those people, or just to make Epworth a formal structure, or give Epworth a formal structure where roads will be constructed, streets will be named, tarred, houses will be built for the people of Epworth. The government never did that. It never did that. It just left Epworth as a shanty town. Today we mark 43 years of independence. Epworth, if you go to Epworth today, you find people vanochera mvura from the wells. People are digging wells for drinking water. People are digging Blair toilets, build them with logs and grass to go shit in them. They build change houses to go and bath there. They've got no proper toilets in Epworth. They've got no proper roads in Epworth. The Epworth roads, or the Epworth residents there, their houses, if you go to Epworth, it's difficult for you to find your relative if you have never been to Epworth, because they are not properly numbered to say this is number so and so, that is number so and so. You find this number so and so in that road, then you turn this, you do this. You can't find them. Not only Mbare floods, most council houses were built for seeing workers. Most Zimbabweans were not into this marriage thing. As a result, the laborers end up staying in those single quarters. And exactly. So Epworth is a shanty town, which should have been destroyed by the government. By now, Epworth should have been destroyed. Roads constructed, electricity provided, everything was supposed to have been formalized after the war. Epaz, hakuna mvura yekanzuru, hakuna nzira. Yes, this is what we are saying. We don't have roads from council. We don't have clinics. We don't have running water in Epworth. People dig wells to drink. Next to a well, you find a Blair toilet. You understand? So we have got, it's a shanty town. To me, Epworth is a shanty town. So it's wrong for a president of a country to come and issue title deeds to a hazard settlement. That is not a proper settlement like Highfields, like Ambuzuma, like Mfakose. Epworth is not like that. The government should have formalized it. They should have constructed roads. They should have allocated proper stands of the people of Epworth to say, okay, guys, you have been here before the war and you are still here. Most of you were born here. It's right now, it's time to put Epworth in a proper structure. But you surprisingly find the president of a country printing papers and say these are title deeds. They take them to the people who never bought land. Most of people in Epworth, they never bought land. When they just settled there, they just pegged for themselves, say, oh, from that corner to that corner to that corner, it's my land. No sabuku involved, no council involved, and no formal settlement involved. Because for a town to be constructed, you need town planning. You need real town engineers to plan. The town engineers, they know that on this area, people cannot live on this catchment area. People can not build houses on this area. People can only build in here and there and there. There is no proper surveying of the land in Epworth. Surprisingly, a president of a country goes there and issue title deeds to unsevered land. If he is serious, why not giving rural areas title deeds? He's trying to vote by, but he doesn't know how many people live in Epworth. He doesn't know. You understand? So that town is a shanty town. The houses there, they are slums. The people who live in Epworth, those are squatter settlement camps. To me, when I look at Epworth, it's a squatter settlement camp. It's not a proper structure for a town where you cannot find people paying rent. People in Epworth, they just live for free. They don't pay rent in Epworth. They don't pay rent. If they pay rent, you don't. There are no roads. There are no streets. People just live there. Like just in a bush. You understand? This is where the impoverished people of Zimbabwe live. If you look at the dwellings, the houses, the houses there in Epworth, these are built from scrap materials. Madramu, roofing yacho, go check a drum, no turika ato in a roof. This is where you found my floors with anot zero and cow dung. You understand? They are built from like corrugated metal sheets, my plastic sheets. Ongo tendereza chimba, my plastic sheets. And you can't imagine that a president of a whole nation, of a country, 43 years after independence, who print my paper, actually these are title deeds, and take them to that shanty town and they say, you belong here. He has been ignoring them for 43 years. Like Mukuku in South Africa. Now, Mukuku in South Africa, some of the Mukuku in South Africa, do not say like in this house, Bayad Panab, I can build Shimkuku Chankusero. But there are other places like that in South Africa. In South African government, I understand, has been building houses, reallocating those people to say, look, move away from here, go to that area we've built houses. And the people have been issued with houses. The problem is now, most of people in Zumkuku in South Africa, they are drug dealers, they illegally live there because they know that the police won't find them. If they go commit a crime there, police won't find them. It's just like in Epworth. If people commit a crime in Epworth and hide in Epworth, you can't find them. You can't find them. You can't find them. You understand? So those shanty towns or those illegal settlements, it's so surprising that the president of a whole country, he goes there with title deeds and try to authorize the unauthorized. Because what is the duty of a council? After that, they go on to blame Harare Council. Amusukutakura Marara. But when they go to issue those title deeds to those people, they don't involve the council. The council is not even informed. Because Harare belongs to Harare City Council. If there are any plans of a new town like Epworth to legalize it or to make sure it's no longer an illegal settlement, they need to involve the city council. Where are these title deeds entered in the deeds register? I'm not sure. This is what people need to find out. Before they start celebrating of this, they need to go find out, are they entered in the, are they registered with the deeds office? Because once you are not registered with the deeds office, those are fake titles. And that doesn't surprise me. To say Mnangagwa will just will just print those papers and issue them. Those are fake title deeds. Adili Mona. Gorero Shadziza. Because I am saying Epworth is a shanty town. Why? Usually, I've explained how it sprouts. And it's in the outskirts of a town. Epworth is not far from Harare, from city. Not far. It's a walking distance. You can walk from Epworth into the city center. And on. So, those shanty towns usually are for poor countries. If you look at Zimbabwe, it's a very poor country. This is why we can see shanty towns like Epworth sprouting out. Instead of them to be legally settled or towns, Epworth, it was easy for the government because people are already there, willing to pay their rent. The government was just supposed to go there, peg Epworth, make it a proper settlement. And it's just like Chimombe. You guys, do you still recall? And the next Mnanga will see issue title this command upton. If you go support unit kuchikuru pane painzi pakamombe. I don't know why he didn't go there and issue those people living there pakamombe title deeds. Why Epworth? But when pakamombe, they have been there before Epworth sprout. They were accommodated there by the Catholic. Mugabe, president of Zimbabwe's mother, Bona, used to live there, Pachawasha Pepe. Used to live there. But they were not given title deeds. So if you look at, probably, Epworth probably is the largest shanty town in Southern Africa. How did he give all these without surveys and pegging? These are the concerns at a floor, that the area was not properly surveyed. There are other inhabitable areas there. Vanhu vari kugara mumawaterway, vanhu vari kugara muganga musingabvumirwi kugara, vanhu vari kurima maganga musingabvumirwi kurima. Andimona. So I don't know how Mnangagwa came up with that idea of issuing those people with those title deeds. Staged deeds. Ichaunga chesochia. Andimona. Ndichatobvunzawo ndine hama dziriko dzinogara ikoko, ndichatobvunzawo naye kwemapuwa ere matitle deeds timbonyatsonzwisisa. Saka, if you look at Epworth today, with everything that I've said about Epworth, you can tell that the settlement existed because of the unequal distribution of wealth in our country. Ndokunogara vanhu vatoti vari poor. Very poor people. You find them in Epworth. Ikoko ndokaunowana high rate of crimes achikomitwa ikoko. And the people there, they've got poor living conditions. So you see the president of a country bringing title deeds to those people. If you look at those people, as many as 6 people, they live in shacks. No proper houses there. The walls are lined up with newspapers. This is the house that we find there. And the floor is bare on earth. Those are most houses that you find in Epworth. Most of those people who live there, kana mamattresses chayo avanhu vanorara pasi, vamanda zvimbedha zvekugadzira nemapango osungirira, otora makadhibhokisi pamusoro otowaridza vatombedha pakutorarwa. These are the people you find there. And they are very stupid people, because by accepting those title deeds, you vaigara mahara muEpworth, they are now going to be made to pay. Every month unenge wakunzi wewe une title deed number yako yakati, come and pay mari. And I don't know where they are going to pay it, because the allocation was not done by the council. Saka vachange vangobirwa mari, amenos land baron rangofunga kuda kungotorera vanhu mari ipapo. Because if you look at my living, 350 people out of Epworth has got more than that, more than 10,000 people. And the question, same question in Mgoma Chidodo, is the same question that everybody is asking. That out of 18 to 20,000 people living in Epworth, why 350 people? Why? Saka, last time in Richard Harare, because one of the Epworth, it was bent down. People thought maybe it's just politics or what, but no, it was not politics. Imbai vanhu vanoshandisa marambi nemakenduru hakuna magetsi saka kwaya wakadhakwa nerambi nekenduru paipai unotsva unorara unokanganwa unotsva andimona. So no power line that carries electricity there, no proper hospitals built in Epworth, no roads built, no infrastructure, no running water from the council, no proper surveying of the land to make sure that this is suitable for settlement. And the people are just, even if I go to Epworth today, I'll just find somewhere but not up and pangu. They don't go peg and no gara. Nobody will ask me. There is high rate of crime in that area. High rate of crime in that area. People just kill one another. You still remember Pandaitaura Mwenyaya, so I don't know when Pandagamboita a presentation Stara Nyaya, Epworth. Yekuti mpane mface akauya nemface wake. Mface wake anauziva kuti anodanana nemukadzi wake. Ndobva wasvika paya mface wanga wakadhakwa. Ndobva mface apuwa mari zvikanzi wewe unotenga doro. Mface aiziva kuti it's a long walking distance. Ndobva afamba mface unotenga doro ibva asara nemukadzi. Ndobva atotanga kutochanga mukadzi womface. Saka mface paakazodzoka hamene akakasira sei kudzoka ndakatakurwawo nemota or what. Achidzoka mface akaona aikaka. Mumba mwana vatovharirana vari kushona. Mface akati ko iwewe mukadzi wangu, ndobva asunga dhoo zvikanzi itai zvamamuchita. Uri kuona. Chakazorwadza ndechekuti mukadzi manje aziva ndabatwa panapa akazochema. Ndobva aenda mapurisa akanoripota kuti ndakarepwa. Murume wake ndobva asungwa. Shamwari yacho ndobva yasungwa. Ndobva vauya vese kurimandu. Ndanda kuvabvunza kati but ko imimi why? Murume wakuti ndakabata shamwari yangu akarara nemukadzi wangu. Akarara nemukadzi wangu. Ndobva ndati chiita izvo makamuchita. Saka inini ndiri kunzi ndakafosera shamwari yangu kurepa mukadzi wangu. Mark my words, after election, someone is coming to nullify those deeds, saying we are visiting as deeds office on how they were issued. Obvious, because they were not properly issued. Because on the economic side, on the economic level, those people with title deeds, they must be entered in the deeds. There must be a way that these people pay rent, pay electricity, pay water, pay this and that. So these slums, the slums that we have seen people being issued title deeds on these slums, they depends on specific jobs in the areas. Most of them, they rely on selling matomas. Hapana mnanda basa remsoro ongwata waranogara ku Epworth ari kushanda hapana. Hapana ari kushanda paipo. So if their jobs are menial jobs, not employed, but most of them they live from hand to mouth. Hapana munhu ari kushanda kazhinji kacho. Vazhinji vacho vanenge vane magarden vanenge vachirima muriwo, mavegetables avanenge vachitengesa from one place to another. Vamwe vacho vaiuya kunana chikurubi kweko vachihodha mavegetables vozisira mavheji. Andimona. Vana vadiki Epworth ndokwayo netuvana tuma 8 years 9 years twairoja dzimba tumahure. Nyaya yakambobuda ikanetsa amende akazongotsikwa sei kuti isataurwe nyaya iyoyo. The children were never controlled. Young children vaita chifambi ma 8 9 years 10 years imomo vaigara imomo Epworth memo. And murgona. Saka you find that even lack of infrastructure, public services, paya, akuna facilities acho are appropriate to support a proper life or to support living. Achibaba yachanyorwa chika iswa flag yeZimbabwe idi akatambisa. You wonder why. What is supposed to be done by the council, ED cannot let the council do. So these people unconsciously, or they're unconsciously accepting things that they know that they are not legal. Chombo. Let me take you back kuna Chombo. Mastenza muri kuona ari kudestroy wanasi. Ma 8-bedroom house masababa angavakwa kuna na 𝗵𝗿𝗶𝗂𝗀𝗀 kwekwe dzimba dziri kudhumwa dzichidestroywa dziyadzi. Those houses paipuwa ma-cooperatives ainovaka paipai. Chombo ndiye aidimbura ribbon. Aidimbura ribbon. No. Wapuwa panapa. But today imba dziri kudhiriswa dziya. Zvinhu zvakaitwa naminister nema-land barons, those houses are being razed to the ground today. So, if you look at Epworth as a slum or a shanty town, that town has hindered development on its own. Because on another hand, one wasn't a proper place to live. Saka muri kuona tikutaura panapa. The Mnangagwa wakanari serious about issuing title deeds to the people of Epworth. He must first let the surveyors survey the area. The government determine, or the council determine, that road dzichafamba nepapa. Ma taps achafamba nepapa. Sewage system ichafamba nepapa. Wapedza kudaro moitwa proper service. Ma stands ochekwa. Vanhu vachinzi iwongo wagara pachiya ugare stand yako. Iwongo wara pachiya stand yako kuseri kwaitwa road. Apo wamwa pa stand yako. Iwo stand yako kuseri kwaitwa road. Dzonhambwa ma streets opo wamazita vanhu otanga kubhadhara mari council. But the same ZANU-PF iri kuiswa ma title deeds pa city service. Ndo iri kuchema kuti vanhu vari kufa necholera. Vanhu vari kufa nema diseases. Because if there is an outbreak of disease, how is the government going to control diseases in a haphazard settlement like the one we see in Epworth? Exactly. There must be drainage system. There must be sewage system. There must be water system. All these systems need to be properly planned. So, haphazardly, how are you going to put those drainage systems? How are you going to put the sewage system? But sewage system in a line rinocherwa ranofana kufamba naro. Vanofana kuziva kuti pati ino inogara vanhu, how many people live in this area? Ma pipes atingada esewage anokwanisa kutakura volume yakati etsvina at a certain time akakura sei. Ndosaka uri kuona imbotarisai ndaitaurira vanhu ndikati during Rhodesia ma core houses are kunana Highfields kupi those core houses. There were a certain number of people required to live there. Mukaita exceed the number, vanhu vamwe vacho they will be allocated another property somewhere else. Because they were looking at the sewage system. It had a carrying capacity. Vanhu vaitengawo matishu vanga vasingashandise manewspaper. Now vanhu vawandisa. Masewage angodhuka pese. People are blaming council instead of blaming the government. Because as you look now, the government is doing things bypassing the council. When something goes wrong, the same government will come back and blame the council. But they never consulted council kuti some title deeds kunzvimbo yenyu Epworth. Munanga just take carry my paper. Achingosvika issuing those papers to the people of Epworth. Issuing to the people, issuing title deeds to the shanty town. People living in a shanty town. Dead. Mungataro kuti tine kanzurere munyika. What is Mnangagwa trying to do? Is he trying to persuade people to vote for him? Is he trying to do what we go vote buying? By issuing those title deeds to 350 people out of about 20,000-30,000 people living in Epworth. Nosaka muchati chitaura tichiti ZANU-PF yapererwa. ZANU-PF yapererwa. You cannot do that in a country. Hakuna president anopusa to that extent. Kweke president vanonzi vapusa. Zvimwe zvinodawo ma-personal views ako as president. Hazvirevo kuti unonge uchingoitiswa zvese zvese. Andimona, I think those title deeds are fake. Obvious, they are fake. They are not genuine title deeds. Because you cannot go to bank. Wakabata chipepa chacho chanzi unokwereta mari yekuvaka imba. Done. Ngapinda ake mkomana. Ngapinda. Ashi? Clint! Clint! You're making noise. I'm picking your noise here. Can you tell me what's your problem? No, why are you crying?
He just hit me on the head.
Hmm?
He hit me on the head. Ruby, he hit me on the
What's
head.
Ruby doing?
He hit me right there.
He's hitting you. Go tell Ruby that dad is coming to try you. Close my door. Go tell her, warn her that dad is coming. I'm not under attention. Daraja, we are under attention. And Saka, the problem, sorry guys, let's continue. Raimbo calm down, under attention. So the problem now is when he takes those papers there to say stand number so and so titled it. Stand number so and so titled it. Town land, urban land is not for free, guys. Urban land is not for free. You cannot just come from Guruzeva and go peg out, this is my place. How can you go to beg to ask for a loan if you don't know your title deeds value? Yes. You can take that paper and go to ZB Bank and say, I need 60,000. I want to build a house. You can't do that. You need to know how much your title deeds worth. Ndosaka wachinzi ukachekerwa piece of land unozwa unzi panapa this is about 120,000 worth. So you have got title deeds. How much did you pay? Because you cannot sell it again. You did not buy it. Vakaita naro, we go back to the idea that they used during land reform program to say these white people did not buy this land. They just shared it amongst themselves. So we can take it without giving them compensation. That will happen to you. Same applies to you. You are just holding a title deed. Someone will ask you, how much did you pay for this land? Then you say nothing. Then they will tell you it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the state. Because if you want title deeds, you need to buy that land. So the 350 people who got the title deeds, did they buy this land? No. Urban land that belongs to council. Council can evict them anytime they feel like, no, we don't want these people here. Council can evict you. Because you did not buy, the council did not benefit anything from it. So this law of jungle does not work. Eustace, tell your ZANU-PF that law of jungle does not work in Zimbabwe. If it is urban area, you need to part away with a certain amount of money for you to own that piece of land. They were using derogatory language. They were using these derogatory words against 𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗀. The words that carry negative connotation when describing an enemy. To them, they are happy to denigrate us. So the problem with you, Eustace, and your company, ZANU, you guys have got a very big problem. You behave like a new political party. You ridicule other people, you ridicule other political parties. This name calling you were doing today to Epworth does not win you elections. There is no lawyer involved. Because obvious, for you to have title deeds, they must be signed by a lawyer. Exactly, Eustace. They were crying about title deeds. But do you think urban land can be just parceled to you like that? Good Eustace Huya Garab, all my title deeds. Do you think urban land can just be parceled like that? For you to hold title deeds, there are procedures that you should go through. Ongangonyoresa ungopega unzi panapa 1050 ndipako. All my title deeds are. Zimbabwe is a country with a constitution. And that jungle law can't work. Does not work like that. Mnangagwa is just a political cartoon who stand in front of people and say anything. Bring those rubbish papers to the people and say these are title deeds. But you who really understand what a title deed is. And this one, can also understand the title deed. You accept that paper, but that paper is valueless. Because for you could one my title deeds, Eustace, I think you know it, my brother. People here, informed people here, I think they know it. Most of those people have stayed at those stands for more than 24 years. Eustace, you are talking of more than 24 years, my brother. They have been there since 1975. People in Epworth were there since 1975, Eustace. Before 1975. People have been there for 50 years, 60 years now, living in Epworth. This is why I am saying, if Zimbabwe had a serious government, soon after independence, they were supposed to have formalized that settlement in Epworth. I didn't know, not 24 years, Eustace. Paname, not 24 years. The people there, they have been there since my 70s, not 24 years. Saga, they are now being. You cannot, Eustace, that land, you cannot part away. The city council cannot part away with their land, giving you for free. The kupu waona land ipuwa mahara yoyo. Akwana chashata, Eustace, but Mnangagwa has got no powers to issue title deeds kuvanu vakasetla mu land ye council illegally. Because they were not allocated those places. Mnaingobva kumusha osvika ngonzi andinogara panapo ngopega papo otovaka chitumba chake ogara. They are not formal settlements. No services done. No surveying done. Honestly, Eustace, ungaenda iwo kuno pama title deeds panu pasina kana kusurveyiwa. Some places are inhabitable. Hadzigariki nzvimbo dzimwe, hapabvumirwi kutogara vanhu. Ndosaka uchiti ukafamba muno mu-UK Eustace uri kuzviona muno. Ukafamba mu-Leicester Maurum, unoona pane open land. Unoona pachinzi panofamba ma-pipes. Hamuna kana ma-sewage pipes, hamuna ma-water pipes, hakuna drainage. Then you issue title deeds. Kumunhu asina kutenga land yacho kuti wakagara panapa iwe 100 years. Oh. And to make the matters worse, that land belongs to the council. It's land ZANU. It's land ye council. ZANU PF yotra land ye council yo issue my title deeds. And the title deeds, these are a series of documents which prove the ownership of a property. Kana wakunzi title deeds. Ma documents akawanda. Arisi one document rinongonyorwa chipepa chawawana cheche. Ndosaka vatete Florence wabvunza kuti pane gweta here. There are a series of documents, many documents that prove ownership of a property. And there must be a history of ownership. This is why you see government of Zimbabwe, they got a land reform program. They took away land, but they are saying Varungu, they did not buy that land. And they are still making the same error. You would not traumatize this open now tenga land. If another government comes on go manis on the Vaipano, you never bought this land. This land belongs to the council. Can we have title deeds? Obunza chipepa wani chachi. Vanokubvunza kuti contract of sale iri kupi. You cannot have title deeds without contract of sale in an urban area. That in Zimbabwe belongs to the council. Kana une mortgage yako wakatenga through mortgage, you should show them. Kundakatenga the mortgage. If you are leasing it, show them. And on. Sakapane, a lot of things that are considered as title deeds. Not just paper jagudi, you waka garapana about 24 years. Saka land ya yako. Someone stealing land from the council. Ongo kupa iwewe for free. It doesn't work like that. I think, Eustace, you understand what I'm saying here. That it doesn't work like that. Because now, 43 years of independence, the people of Zimbabwe or the public, they expect very high standards of service. Epworth. Ngadai say, njimbe udungoshi drive amtara. Munema street lights and so forth. And at the floor, general who pegged their stands, which lawyers were involved in the transaction. Have you ever seen what title deeds, the deed of sale look like? Not everyone has money to buy the stands, brother. So you mean ZANU-PF is parceling council property without council consent because the country belongs to us? That's Bush law, Eustace. That's ZANU-PF law, that's Bush law. Hakuna. Kana usingakwanise kutenga a piece of land yakadaro. Council ngaiko allocate, but inenge iri piece of council uchiterera council. You can do land to buy, a house to buy. Zvinoitwa muno muwani. Kuti hauna mari iwe yokutenga imba. Unopuwa imba necouncil. Wokudza kuti if you live in that house for the next 10 years, unenge entitled to buy it. But council inenge ichitora ma-rentals. Andiona. Saka hapana munhu ari munyika anonzi haabvumirwe haakwanisi kutenga imba. Muno vanhu vari kuzitenga oda ma-rent to buy muno. No, Eustace, It does not necessarily mean that you can gara pamba pangu 𝗭𝗂𝘂 ogara pamba pangu Eustace. Kuti unofana zopuwa ma title deeds nekanzuru uchigara pamba pangu. It doesn't work like that, my brother.
And same goes for you.
Ask my title deeds. It doesn't work like that. You can live in the UK 100 years usina land. They are not going to give you title deeds because you have lived for years. No. You need to buy it. This is urban land. I see rural home. Epworth is not a rural home. It's urban land that belongs to the council. Council needs to provide services there. You need to buy it. You need to have title deeds. Can also up land to buy. I don't check a piece of land. Who's that? And it honor. With the proper probit. My papers are it is as of Varu. Because he has created Kawondo ne council. You cannot do that. President, all my title deeds, property council. That farm, that Epworth belongs to the council, does not belong to Idim Nangagwa, does not belong to ZANU-PF. So even at the floor, there must be agreement of sale. So an agreement of sale, lawyers play a large essential part in ensuring that your title deeds are properly secured. And imon as no those that is Mkuma Alad. Because ZANU-PF government cannot just throw on Pasiri surveyed. Pasiri surveyed, no. Even in rural areas, people are being evicted by Chinese on the basis of lack of title deeds. Also, uya iwewe town mune council. Ongoshka ogara ZANU, a political party yokupama title deeds. Doesn't work like that, Eustace. No, my brother. Because my title deeds or this document, they must show a chain of ownership throughout the property history. How did you come here? Who allocated you this place? Did you buy this place from the council? Pane a proper chain of ownership in Jimbo ya orgunziwe unema title deeds na. Unufana uko unema paper aje kujiproof. Adon. Pane nyaya monoma. Pane nyaya. Chinozorwadza chacho manje kuti mazano acho nekusaziva ikoko. Vanenge vari involved mumapropaganda vachishandisa ma-strong words that hate other people. Zvamazviziva izvi saka muchaita sei nazvo? Those are emotional words that you use. Poking the people of Zimbabwe. Vanhu vari kutambura. Vanhu vasina pekugara. 43 years of independence. Vandari nhasi munanga kuti tusha kuenda Epworth achita ndayozopai ma-title deeds. Ademon. Saka problem iri apa guys ndeyekutaura kuti we don't need repetition of Ian Smith regime. ZANU-PF government has done worse than regimes, has done worse than Ian regime. Smith's regime vaikwadza baba. Izvozvi utaona vanhu vari Epworth meme kana vodzingwa kuti vanokuwadzwa vanhu vayo. Munangagwai anotumira futi zvimaningiri zvimupongoro zvinobuda mvura zvezve nema-black boots kunovakiya kunovakuwadza. Vachinzi ibvai pano, ibvai pano, ibvai pano, ibvai pano. Andiona. Zvakafanana nekuchuru famu kuyakwe. Sekuru vangu inini ndabaningisola. Vakadimburira vanhu ma-stands vakati, inini I'm a leader. Ndikuona vanhu vari kushaya pekugara. Vanhu vakatorwa vakapuwa pekugara nasekuru ndabaningisola. But what happened? ZANU-PF payakaenda ipapo. Vakasvika vaka-evicta vanhu pachuru famu. today vakupa vanhu matitle deeds paplace panzvimbo yavasina kutenga, urban area, nzvimbo yehurumende, nzvimbo yenhingirikini yecouncil. Saka panoda kufunga kaviri katatu, my brother Eustace, kuti tiri kutsigira chaizvo here zvekuti nyika vana Mnangagwa are not creating problems, because we cannot endorse rubbish. It is creating problem yekuti mangwana chaiyo problem ye ichatanga futi kuhaunta vanhu vemuZimbabwe. Why can't the government do proper allocation of land? Takanzwa achitaura kuti arida kuvakira vanhu 1.5 million houses by 2023. He should have started with Epworth if he is an honest man. 1.5 million houses he promised to build for the people of Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa should have started building those houses in Epworth. No kune people were in need. Paka wina 2018 election achinda wina. No aifana kutanga kumhanya ku Epworth. Osvika kuti masurveyors itaibasa. Zvigrade road deeds. Gadzikai vanhu zvakanaka. Have my proper stands on wagare my proper stands. Parudiwa dzimba ngani 20,000 houses. Parudiwa 20,000 houses chete mu Epworth. 20,000 houses. He promised us 1.5 million houses. Parudiwa 20,000 houses chete mu Epworth. Dai dziridzo dzaakatanga kuvaka Epworth location rutsva. By now, ingadai ane something to campaign about. To say, look guys, ndakavaka 20,000 houses kuvanhu vanga vasina dzimba mu Epworth. Epworth location yekuti ukatofamba kwanaka. But it's coming today after 6 years of in power. Kutaura kuti hanzi ndikupai matitle deeds. Muzvimashandi town, muzvimba zvakavakwa nemakadhi box, vanhu vari kugara muzvimba zvemakadhi box. Vanhu vari kugara muzvimaslums. Hakuna sewage system, there is nothing there. And more. Saka, you can't endorse that such rubbish, guys. Unoziva kuti ukapinda muZimbabwe, ukaenda ku Epworth kuya. Ndosodhomu neGomora yeZimbabwe yayi. Ndosodhomu neGomora. Yekuti president chaya serve 6 years in power, who has been in government for 43 years, should have known what I'm telling you. That is Sodom and Gomorrah. Epworth should have restructured. Proper facilities and infrastructure put in place. And in more. But up until now, 43 years after independence, apana chiripo Epworth. ED has been the king himself from 1980, being in government, who should have overseen growth of Epworth. The next government in Rupinda, Zimbabwe. Wana Epworth are priorities. Wana Sakuva are priorities. Those locations Sakuva must be raised to the ground and properly built. As idi achikonewa kuvaka make Midlands, make Midlands akazovaka Harare. That's the problem. He has got no capacity anyway. He lacks capacity. ED lacks capacity. Does not have capacity to deliver. He doesn't have the capacity to deliver what is required, what is important in our country. Dopa maiona taitaurira mazano tikati guys, nyika haitongwe nepropaganda. Nyika chai haitongwe nepropaganda. Nyika haitongwe this personal appeal to the people. Vanhu vandivoterewo kani. Andimurona. ndozvataitaura izvi tikati you have made Zimbabweans my targets. You are creating propaganda dzisingavake Zimbabwe, dzisina kwadzinoenda nenyika. Because Mnangagwa and Chwenga, they were given opportunity kubatanidza vana veZimbabwe, but they failed. A lot of people suggested to them kuti varume imimi ndimuri tu ndimi be the ultimate rulers of this country. Akusina munhu achazotonga futi anofanira kubva kuZANU-PF. Your duty, Chwenga and Mnangagwa, kubatanidza vana veZimbabwe, and they have failed to do so. They have failed to do so, but they support that people should support them. Once you don't promote their standards of living, you don't promote how people live in a country, you don't promote unity among Zimbabweans. Ukaona Mnangagwa akamira achitaura, it's just name calling. Ukaona Chwenga achiadresa vanhu, it's just name calling. Vanenge vachituka vanhu, vanofoma magroups anonzi varakashi ekufamba vachituka vanhu muZimbabwe. But these are people you want to persuade to vote for you. You send your brigade of youth to go attack those people. Go and then no varakasha. And murigona. No saka tichitaura kuti Zimbabwe needs new leadership. Azviite ndochokwadi mkoma moyo. You cannot be granted title deeds on a place that does not belong to you. That place belongs to the seat of Harare. So kana vane ma plans ne place yavanongo evicta vanhu vese vari paipai. The place does not belong to ZANU-PF. Epworth does not belong to ED Mnangagwa. That is not property. Epworth belongs to the municipality of Harare. So any title deed that is issued there, you should have a sale agreement, a sale contract. I've got the title deeds. I'm entitled to this place because I bought it. Anymore. Isn't the OPLC, guys? That a president of a country, president of the whole nation, is misleading vanhu vari munyika make. Panobvunza Zimbabwe inyika ine constitution here. Zvinhu zviri kuitwa naMnangagwa zviri easy to understand. He is just misleading people. 350 people given those papers eland yavasina kutenga. Even land that belongs to the council. Adimon. Saka pane nyaya apo, kwataka kuenda kwane nyaya. Ma title deeds amakapiwa wakomana aya. Fungai kaviri katatu. Musanotengesa ruzevha. Because vanhu vari kudara UK vangwara, kuna vanhu vari ku UK vangwara. Vanhu vari diaspora vakangwara. Vari kuenda kuZimbabwe. Havasi kutenga dzimba matauni. Hapana munhu anoda kubva ku UK achinomwa sewage kuHarare. Hapana. Vanhu vari muno munana diaspora kuti vakaenda kuZimbabwe vari kuenda kumaruzevha kwamuri kutiza imi. Ndoko vari kusvika vachitenga land. Venda kuna Sabhuku ndikudawo land, opuwa land. Ovaka mansion. Odhonza magetsi ake. Vanhu vari kudiaspora vangwara. Anongovaka mansion. Odhonza magetsi ake ochera bhoho. Kana asina magetsi wesazi solar rino power mafiriji, power everything. Living there for free. People in the diaspora are doing wonders if they go back to Zimbabwe. Atenga kudaro pa price, atenga kana paruzeva pamuri kutiza imi anochera bhoho. Ovaka mastanga enguruwe nehuku. Achirima nguruwe nehuku. Padiki. Making money. Imi vanhu vari Zimbabwe ndipo vari kumhanyira kuenda kunana Epworth. Kunopuwa ma title deeds panzvimbo yekuti hauna kuitenga. unotapirirwa kana. Saka the council is just watching you. It's just watching you. Ichasvika time yekuti vakuda nzvimbo yavo Epworth kuidevelop. Munopa mhanyiso wakabata zvimapepa zviya. Hazvina history of ownership. Andiona. Mnangagwa won't be around. Anditi muri kuona havachateereri zvekunyeberwa neopposition. Vanani vasichateereri ndo pane nyaya manje. Ndo pane nyaya. Because opposition yemuZimbabwe is extremely useful. Opposition yemuZimbabwe iri kukutaurirai what this constitution say, and you are the same people who contributed to the constitution. So Mnangagwa is deliberately making you, deliberately misinforming you. He wants you to believe on his propaganda. He's misleading you. You're being misled by ED. He has got the constitution. He's the custodian of the constitution. The custodian of the coat of arms. But he doesn't know what is in the constitution. I wonder why ZANU-PF people are not telling him. But but you are creating a bomb for these people. You understand? Because history shows us otherwise. Land barons chayo vakatora council land vakatengesera vanhu mastands. Council ikaenda kana wabvunza kuti makaiswa nani pano, this land belongs to the council. Hey, takatengeserwa na Mnangagwa, takatengeserwa na Chombo. Chombo has got no right to sell council land. That is gonna hound them again. Mnangagwa has got no right to issue title deeds to the people who are settled by land a council. No, he has got no right. And you want saka propaganda, nyika haitongwe nepropaganda. I'm afraid I'm seeing what happened to Chinks when their houses were destroyed after they were given fake title deeds. Exactly. This is what I'm saying at QD. Thank you so much. Exactly what you are saying here. That we have seen houses being destroyed. Chinks chingaira akachema akakwira pamusoro pemba. Akafana heart attack. Chinks akafana heart attack. Akwira pamusoro pemba. Chikauya chikadhuma imba ikaenda. Ukana dzimba dziri kupwanyiwa muHarare dzakavakwa panzvimbo yecouncil. Pamwe pacho vaiudzwa kunzi pana baba vakwe panofamba zvakati, apa baba vakwe panoitwa zvakati. Land barons akaenda akanotenga akatengesera land akadhema akaita mastands ipapo, vanhu vakavaka mazisuburb. Ese ari kungodhumwa, ari kupwanyiwa. Eustace, we see it every day, man. So that's gonna happen in Epworth. Mark my words, that's gonna happen in Epworth. And there is no amount of persuasiveness that Mnangagwa will do that stops council from demolishing those houses. Let's think back. Like this idea, this point brought by 𝗭𝗋𝗂, that if we look today, houses are being destroyed. Kayemba ananyaya aiwa mpana vachiri vafana ana general Kayemba todzidzisa ari kutodzidzawo. So isusu information yatinayo iyi takatoidzidzawo guys. Saka mpana wedu uyu regai ambodzidza. Indakati ngatingomuchengetei panapa mpana wenaponela kuti ezviponela haachawaniki kubva pakatanga zvegold mafia haponela akabva adisappear. Nedhara rangu zenda remandebva rakabva radisappear. Kana kuti havana magetsi kune load shedding. Taiudzwa kanzi load shedding iri kukonzerwa kuti kariba yaempty. Izvo kariba yakuda kuputika nemvura. Load shedding haipere sei. Andiona. Ndakavatarira vana Zenda, guys, attacking us and thinking we are enemies whilst we are raising critical or crucial things does not help ZANU-PF. What purpose does it serve to attack someone who is being honest to you? Zimbabwe opposition has been honest to ZANU-PF. Has been honest to ZANU-PF. So that is ZANU-PF here a political part for the people. They would have implemented a lot of things that Vanachamisa said. But they fear losing power. They want to seek power building through illegal means. The general public, the general population of Zimbabwe are better informed than people in ZANU-PF. And in Mona. Saga people in ZANU-PF must confront their fear of the opposition. They must listen to us when we are talking. Because what we are talking is exactly what is affecting the people of Zimbabwe. This is exactly what is on the ground. That you cannot issue title deeds to cancel land to someone who never bought that land. At least my land barons vakadya mari. Vanhu vaitengeserwa ma 60,000, 30,000 ma-stands nema-land barons. And dzimba dzati dzakapwanyiwa dzese dzavakavaka. People lost life savings. Vachitengeserwa land ye-council nema-land barons. Vanhu pavaiti Mnangagwa is the chief land baron ndairamba. Takuzviona nhasi. Title deed inongoenda pamunhu asina kutenga land obva atongodzi takupa ma-title deeds. Hazvi signed before, hazvina kana agreement, hazvina kana chi. Anyone. He's just targeting vanhu vaanoziva kuti probably they are going to vote for him. He is just looking at a political victory, which probably Epworth won't go to ZANU-PF. Zvakaperera by-election izvi. Ndakambozvitaura ndikati Harare East haiende kuZANU. Hanzi win one hanzi mukupe. Baba. It's by-election. And we know how by-elections are conducted in Zimbabwe. Come general election, Epworth here, Mnangagwa haitori here. He's wasting his precious time going there. Whoever reassured him kuti mukaita ma-title deeds mukapa 350 people vanhu muchawina. Ko vamasiya vasara sei? What was your criteria of issuing 350 out of a possible 20,000 people? What purpose does those title deeds serve? Andimon. Exactly. Mkomalad. You wonder why Zimbabwe is still having this load shedding. 1980, over 1980 kusvika 2000, that's a load shedding in Zimbabwe. Taingo magetsi aingongenga mukariba tichiwana magetsi. Magetsi aita akaenda akangodzima kana 2 minutes obva atungwe. But we don't know why where Mnangagwa bought his load shedding. Hanzi kona Eustace arakutopeka zipana rangu Eustace. Hanzi it will never work. Eustace, what you are just doing, my friend, is that's just a diversionary tactic. It doesn't work. And you will answer mvunzo yarukubvunzo. Vanhu vakakubvunza pa platform answer mpanana. Ukave emotional hakuna kwaunoenda nedebate. Hakuna kwaunoenda nedebate mpanana. Just answer what you are being asked. Ukadaro wagona. Anditi waona. Chenkwanda Bwanji. ZANU-PF is just a modern example of very foolish people. Idi Mnangagwa is a modern example of a confused man. Ukanzwa ndachitaura kune vanhu ndikati ndofunga dementia yarova manje. Dementia yarova pane mundaraunda. No problem mwene. Thank you for coming. Dementia yarova pane mundaraunda. We are talking about ZANU-PF's terrible desire to destroy Zimbabwe. That's the topic of today. That is, ZANU-PF has got this thirst of destroying our country. We were talking about title deeds being issued by Mnangagwa today without proper procedures, without even a sale agreement. Someone just take a paper and write a title deed for you. You never bought that land, and is giving you title deeds on a land owned by Harare municipality. Instead of the procedures to be done by Harare municipality, a president of a country unconsciously bring title deeds, issue people land without stands without council's approval. This is what we are talking about. That the council needs to carry out a surveying of the land. They need to allocate people stands. They need to know places where people can live and where people cannot live. Epworth is haphazardly built. It needs proper restructuring into a proper location. As it stands, you cannot go Epworth kunotsvaga munhu. Hakuna house number, hakuna chi. It's a haven for criminal activities, Epworth. This is what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. Chenkwanda. So the problem with the Epworth, or the problem with the Mnangagwa now, he is associating himself with the people vasingazive zvavari kuita. Vanhu vasingazive kuti chii chinonzi kuti hana nyika, chii chinonzi Zimbabwe. And worse still, they've got a president who lacks charisma, who cannot persuade people to vote for him, who believes in violence against the people of Zimbabwe. That if you want votes, you need to beat them up. 𝗭𝗵𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀. You understand? And if you listen to what they were doing today, it was just name calling. No new ideas, no hopes of reviving any Zimbabwe economy. Abasina hope. Zimbabweans have lost hope. Ndataura nabururu wangu nhasi. Pane mufesi wangu wandaishanda naye kuprison. Andifonera nhasi masikati. First time takataura when I just came to this country. And he has been looking for my number. Sent me some messages. So I called him today. Anditaura zvika Shapiro. January unoona ndiri kumusha. Ndakanoona mashura Shepherd. Vanhu havana kana mari muhomwe. Handakatenga doro, ndatengazve doro kuti vanhu vamwe doro. Taenda kufunction yekumusha. Handina kuzviona ndichatoitarisa nhasi. Asi pane munhu aenda pastage aida kumamisa Mnangagwa. People are angry. Zimbabweans are angry. Because Mnangagwa is just using propaganda. He cannot better their lives. People are not employed. And when people are angry, Pakaipa government. Pakaipa guys. Pakaipa. Zimbabweans are angry. Did you notice that ED when that guy was? I didn't check. I don't know you want to chat boss. Nandri busy kubva kuseni. Pane zvinhu zvandikurivaisa zvimwe zvokuti hey kubva kuseni ana angotsikitsira kudai. I'll check ndione kuti yakamira sei video yacho. Saka mazimba tiri vanhu vanofanira kuziva what we want in life. Kuti kana tiri politics, let's mobilize vanhu vedu tivoterwe with our policies. Because if you are a ruling party, you've run that country for 43 years, failed to develop Epworth, and after 43 years, you go there and say, vote for me. It will be very difficult for you to mobilize people. No one will definitely believe in you. 43 years of failure, you still want to be voted in power. What new things are you going to bring after 43 years of power? Now you are almost 89 years, full of dementia mdara. You cannot hardly run, you cannot hardly walk now. You are still promising. Promises from 1980. You got in government at 34 years of age. Now you are around 80-something years. You are still promising the same things that you promised us when you were young. When are you going to deliver those things? Thanks, Chemkwanda. Thanks very much. And more. Saka taita problem. ZANU-PF, when every time we approach an election, they mobilize the populations for a total war. They mobilize their youth for a total war. They keep their supporters to continue brutalizing the people of Zimbabwe. They increase the death rate of our Zimbabweans every time we go for an election. People die. They shove their propaganda down our throats. We need, if you want votes, Wamnangagwa, you don't go with those papers as title deeds 43 years after independence. By now, those people of Epworth should have got those title deeds. Wakaita land to buy or house to buy from 1980. So, if you cannot persuade people, it's very unfortunate. Because your attempt to lure votes is not going to work. People are looking at your behavior now. Your behavior when you were young in 1980 and your behavior today, people are looking at that. And the more. Nyika haitongwe nepropaganda. Throughout your period of dictatorship or running that country, we always told you, kuti nyika haifeka developwa nepropaganda. Nyika haitongwe nepropaganda. Propaganda inounza pain to the people. You go there, you feed them, you shove your propaganda down their throats. Tomorrow you want to go to talk to the same people. Now ZANU-PF has exhausted all the lies. They can't lie anymore. People of Zimbabwe are so conscious now. They don't believe your manipulation anymore. No matter how organized you are with this propaganda, people are fed up. Zimbabweans, we are fed up. We are totally fed up. And imona ameno kana kuchine vamwe vacha believe in ZANU-PF inini I've stopped believing in ZANU-PF in 1985. 1985 nopanda kana kuti hakuna kwatiri kuenda. No one has turned against Nero. Hakuna. I've never seen anyone turning against Nero. I don't know if there is anyone who turned against Nero. I've never seen anyone turning against our president. Because the struggle, Nero did not take the struggle as his struggle. Chamisa said, this is the people's struggle. This is the citizens' struggle. You cannot turn against the citizens. You can't. This is why Uchona ZANU-PF is finding it difficult with Pamberne ZANU Pasinema citizens. They can't. And 1 million is 0. Yeah, dementia here in Mkomaland. That's what dementia does. That's exactly the impact of dementia. Exactly the impact of dementia. That's what dementia does. People must understand kuti Mnangagwa at his age is prone to dementia, or dementia is now settled. Because he cannot even write 1 million. He cannot even, his mental process cannot comprehend things. He cannot make sense of things. He has lost memory. He can't write 1 million. He has lost memory. He can't talk about 2.5 million. He's disorientated. Even if you listen to his speeches now, they are not fun anymore. They are a sign of something. They are telling health experts that there is something wrong with this Madara. Even if you look at his judgment, whatever he says, when performing his actions, you can tell there is a problem here. His problem-solving skills are gone. The old man is now simply sick. He can just urinate, wetting himself. Like what they were doing to Mugabe. Umpfekedza mapamba ne catheter kuti paanofamba china ne urine or incontinence irritated for when he goes from one point to another. Because if you look at his speech, listen to his speeches, there is clear disruption of his thinking. It's so complicated now to call him a president. He's incapacitated now. And dementia is now settled by him. It's a health condition. There is nothing he can do. Totally nothing he can do about it. Because aina treatment, dementia does not have treatment. What people are supposed to be doing only confine him somewhere or state house. Ndosaka uri kuona izvinezvi kunotumwa vana vake nemukadzi kuita madeals enyika. Because cognitively he can't comprehend anything now. Bakatanga muchita is a funny man. Mugabe tikutaurira ka Eustace. Mugabe aifamba akaiswa pamba. Mwana wake akataura one. It's not propaganda. His son stated it. Kuti mudhara tata akufamba takamupfekedza mapamba. Hanzi airwara zvekuti tasikafunga kuti anomuka nhasi. Taimuka pai tomugezesa, tomupfekedza mapamba, tomupfekedza sutu, tomupinza motikari toenda naye. Vaizonyorwa tutsamba naGrace kuti mataurisa matuzvanodona makamira apo. Kana kuti weti chabuda makamira apo chibvai pastage. Oti imwe wewe ndo zvandoitwa kana kumba. Pachine ZANU-PF. That was dementia, Eustace. That was dementia. It's a health condition. There is nothing you can do about it. Akanyorwa tsamba unzi wataurisa chibva pa stage matuzva anodonha wakamira ipapo neweti inodonha wakamira ipapo chibvapo chinyorwa tsamba naGrace. It's a health condition. No one can, you can't do anything about it. Memory loss, you can't do anything about it. This is why you see by passionate 𝗭𝗂. There was memory loss. He can't remember things. He can't comprehend things. And you're going. Same applies to Mnanga Gwapashika now. His brains can't properly function. Listen to him. I'm not being funny here, guys. I'm not being funny. Listen to him. Listen to him. There is cognitive impairment in his brain. His brains can't function properly now. Character yake, whatever he say in public. Ah, come on, guys. Come on. Do we deserve that? Do we, as Zimbabweans, deserve that? We definitely don't deserve it. We definitely don't deserve that. Ndara uyo akugwara nepfungwa dzakungokanganwa. Patoene ukatomutarisa kana ukanzwa achitaura undoona kuti panapa ndoine brain disorder panapa. Saka kana tikamuchengeta muchingoti president muchingomisa chimutumba apo vanhu vakatarisa ngwena idipfe. We are doing a disservice to the country. Zimbabwe must be a country with someone capable who will leave the country for the future generations. And Murgon Saka Muruna Tukutaura Panaba government, guys. It's a health condition, dementia. There is nothing we can do about it. No matter what ZANU-PF are doing, they are giving him the care that he wants. They are doing him everything that he wants. They are doing him a favor. Rama speech. But once he delve out of that speech, and Saka ukataza his mental status chai is siri no more. Because his age is a risk factor. If you look at my risk factors, dementia, age yake is a risk factor. Wawa madara wakwara nana high blood pressure na diabetes or pa. Plus too much smoking banje. And but the major factor is his age. It's a risk factor for dementia. Saka tukutaura kuti mudhara uyo ukamutarisa kana ukamunzwa achitaura unotonatsoona kuti there is a cognitive impairment and akutoda serious help. Akutoda serious help. Rather than kumhanya muchikuti idipfe akutoda mudhara akutoda kutorapwa. Hanzi namai nunu futi ne-AIDS contribute that. And my diseases which are risk factors to dementia. Because your human immunodeficiency virus is a contributing factor again. And in more. Saka zvakudiwa apa ndezvekuti hapana singazive nyaya ndikutaura panapa, guys. Dementia is irreversible. It's irreversible. Dementia, different types of dementia, and one ana Alzheimer, ana what Parkinson, just zvakawanda. How old is President Biden? I'm not ruling him out. I'm saying age factor is a risk factor. Age is a risk factor. Bitten I've never heard him. I started 1 million. Can I start 2.5 million? And I'm one of Can I read whiskey? Argunya kuiwanza mdaro. Akuta whiskey agadzirwa iye. Because he has lost memory. Speech yake kana ukaitera unyatsozwa kuti something kicking off here. Even his language chacha. Haataure language. Usati Mugabe anga akura. But aita akataura speech yake aiveneka kudedera kuchembera kaika, but waitonzwa kuti at least he's saying something sensible. Paakataura kuti election candidates enyesa amuna wapa, it's only Chamisa who is capable of running this country. Wanyatsozwa kuti kakurizina kachiripo. Andoona. Saka ukada kutarisa kuti Mnangagwa at the moment ane a lot of delusions, ane hallucinatory, ane hallucinations akawandisa. If you hear him addressing the rallies, you can tell that Mdara is hallucinating. Go and listen to rally ya 2020 yaye pakabva ku COP26 kunoko 2021 ere. Go listen to that rally pa airport. Achitaura kuti ndakasekererwa, ndakanyemererwa na Biden. Ndocha akakwanisa kubva nazvo kunoku chete, smile yakapora Biden. Ane alcoholic 𝗭𝗂 𝗂 symptoms. Yes. Are delusional. Ane hallucinations ekuti ukateerera so. Ndakashamisika chizwa vanhu vachimba kuti hanzi vana Yudha mberere nenyika isakagarika zvedu muZimbabwe, vana Yudha mberere vachitotiimba pa Harare International Airport, vachiteerera someone who was delusional, someone hallucinating, someone suffering from this 𝗭𝗂 dementia. This is not the Mnangagwa we know. There's total change of personality in that old man. Mdara uya kana kutasa mudya akura mdara uya. Oh, his reactions now are catastrophic. They won't build a country. And everything he says full of confusion. And so we wonder when the ZANU-PF people come and say, he did fair. What fair for? What fair for? I don't think Mdara can sleep properly. If you look at him walking, you can tell that he's incontinent, Mdara. He's suffering from incontinence. Obvious, ane pamba, ane catheter. Anofamba akabairirwa, the weight, collecting weight. Musaona mukadzi achita hasha dzanoita dzedzi. Bozi kumba kwa kusina mtamu. Andiona. Saka problem yakadaro Eustace mfanano. Tiri kutaura kuti ma Epworth achakuta ayaye, it's unlikely that they will stand if there is a new government coming in. Ndakataura ngati priority yavachamisa when he gets into office is to make sure Epworth is turned into a modern seat. It must be turned into a modern seat. We are not, it's an eyesore. If you go to Epworth on its own is an eyesore. It's an eyesore. The duration that Epworth has survived without being properly restructured into a town, it's become an eyesore. And what did you do after the founding father endorsed young Nero and even gave monies for last election. No. He didn't give money. Hapana mari yakabviswa naMugabe. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie, Eustace. Mugabe never contributed money to the struggle. Never. Don't lie. It's just propaganda izanu. MDC alliance yakapuwa mari naMugabe. It's just propaganda izanu. Mugabe stood and said, this country, MDC will never be a government of this country. Never, ever. So he never contributed anything to the struggle. Show us 𝗭𝗂𝗂. He never contributed anything to the struggle. Never. Instead, he contributed to the killings. He killed MDC, a lot of MDC people. He gave orders to the killing of vanatondera indira. Unozadai Mugabe asina kufanya ndikasangana ndairwa mbama chai ndikutaura mbama ndaimuzadza zenya mudharayo. He caused a lot of suffering to the people of Zimbabwe. When I tell Zamara, they just went missing. When I turned Indira, they were killed. Under his instruction. MDC Mari. Don't lie, Eustace. Instead, he killed our people. Munokuti even chipoko chake andasangana nacho ndochikwiza bhutsu. Zadza zenya chipoko chake ndochizadza zenya. And you know, because Mugabe yakanga just memory loss here. He couldn't remember things properly. Anga had a problem even speaking. He was disorientated, that old man. He's the only person I can stand and say this man was a fool. Because Ukadakuona had this poor judgment, decreased judgment. How can you kill your people? The people you went to fight for. The people who helped you fight Ian Smith regime. And you turn against those people and kill them again. Then you want people to say Mugabe is a hero. Because anga achija in personality soon after Adzimba Nana Mnangagwa. No. Let's not sanitize Bob. No, Eustace, no. No. We can't sanitize him. You cannot say it's rubbish talk. Where is Itai Zamara? Where is Itai Zamara? A very good question. Where is Itai Zamara? And on. Saka tikutaura tichiti Mugabe is not saint. Neither Mugabe is saint nor Mnangagwa. These people are killers. Ndosa warikona kana mwana wake anga nanhasi anofamba achitoti Mnangagwa idipfe. Robert Jr. goes campaign for ED. And on. Saka anyway guys, this is 11 o'clock. Achada kupfura panapa. Ngapinda ake mukomana Eustace. Ngapinde. Ngapinda ake mukomana Eustace. Ngapinde. Diriora iro. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora rembanje. Vanogara mudiriwo. Vakomana. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora rembanje. Vanogara mudiriwo. Musatambe navo. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora rembanje. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora vakomana. Diriora rembanje. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora iro. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora rembanje. Nogara mudiriwo. Vakomana. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora rembanje. Vanogara mudiriwo. Musatambe navo. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora rembanje. Vanogara mudiriwo. Diriora vakomana. Diriora rembanje. Vanogara mudiriwora. Vanogara mudiriwora. Vanogara mudiriwo. Good night. Morara zvakanaka naye. Tikaita chance tosangana futi mangwana. then we continue to talk. And because we have got a government that we should push. Instead of them trying to solve the problem about these slums, replace these slums with proper housing, modern housing, with better sanitation. Idi Mnangagwa is just going to issue. It's just going to issue title deeds on those slums. Instead of him displacing these slums, aided by the gold mafia. Ingade gold mafia wakawaka Epworth, at least wakawaka nyika. So the lack of infrastructure caused by corruption, caused by the informal nature of Epworth, makes it very difficult for council to plan there. And as a president, you can't go there without proper plan and issue title deeds. What are those title deeds for? Issuing title deeds for slums. Those slum settlement, a slum settlement like Epworth, a shanty town like Epworth, Tangwena, Rush Tangwena Gajaji, Rush Tangwena Yochia, Adilmona. Achina proper sanitation, akuna electricity, akuna infrastructure iriko. You don't just go there and issue my title deeds for an unsurveyed land. And because Kadakona Epworth Msadak is the largest shanty town in Msadak. So there are a lot of dangers that you find in those areas. So I find Epworth vachinochera ivhu apo vachitengesa vachera zvango makomba kukanaya. Epworth kukurwa inoenda yese. So there are absence of formal streets akuna, absence of numbered streets akuna, absence of sanitation work akuna, akuna electricity. Lagrako tangoine my cell phone atana, but zimwe zvese services which are supposed to be there for people, for that place to be habitable, they're not there. And you see a president going into that disorganized society and issue title deeds. What type of a president Emerson Mnangagwa is? Because he's the person who hindered the development of that country. And even now, they tend to blame 𝗶𝗃𝘂, a political party that is a year old. They tend to blame MDC, a political party that was formed in 2000. From 1980, what were you doing? Mind the World Bank, muchipuwa mari, muchitsonyera mari muhomwe. Musingaite developments, minds meet in the World Bank. Kusvika vanhu vaita mitsipa kusangana mitsipa nedumba, uchaziva kuti mitsipa nedumbu ndezvipi nenyaya yekuba. People, Zimbabweans living in slums in 21st century, in this modern world, that is something that should never be witnessed in our country. Considering kuti tinofamba tikaona dzimwe tikaona umwe wandotaura kuti we are the most educated people in the world. We are the most educated people in the world, but we live in slums, shanty towns, and more. Saka tataura tikati Mnangagwa now ichimbobva. Takuda new leadership. I think even in ZANU-PF now, they are contented. Tag ZANU-PF people on this video, especially when I tell about dementia. Udvanyatsoona the behavior ED, dementia, Mdara is now incapable of standing as a president. And more. The word at a child, guys. Good night. Morra zvakanaka. Kuna namangwana.